All right, let's take a quick tour so you can see how the CRO School ReadyStack actually works. You'll notice we have three key surfaces. The first are the YouTube playlists to guide you through all of George and Adams's lessons. And we also have a Miro board. And this is where everything and everyone comes together. Your workspace with inputs from subject matter experts, concierge services, and really folks like you all coming together. And inside the board, we've layered in expert takes like this one from Alex.
LinkedIn organic reach is worse than ever, and a lot of people are complaining about it. But are you surprised? You shouldn't be. That's how social media platforms go. Reach
This is
is
the
great
kind of real
early,
world
gets worse
context that we
later.
have built into the ReadyStack. Once you've absorbed all the strategic and tactical insights from George, Adam, Alex, and other service providers that are involved with this ReadyStack and helped us build it, you're ready to start composing it for yourself and starting to run. I just want to say right off the bat here that customer success teams are always on for you. And in that Miro board, you have contact information to all the customer success teams who are ready to help you at any portion of the ReadyStack. So we work our way down here. First of all, you see you can schedule free onboarding. So if you want to help get familiar with it or set up your data, we can do that for you. The next section that we have here is like where your AI agents are. This is more acting as almost like a catalog. So you've got everything organized, you know what's going on, and you even have different tutorials and videos on how things are working. One thing to point out here is we're always agnostic on this. So you can use whatever technology you want to use for the various point applications. But what we do coming into this is recommend some of the solutions that we're impressed with and have worked with us. We're not directly paid by any of these folks. And I've got something to say about that a little bit later for you as the audience. But in this case, we're using Vector to de-anonymize, and we're using Drop Contact. Now, I use Drop Contact in this because in the material and research I read, Drop Contact is A, the most reliable, and B, they're GDPR compliant, which is really important for us. The other thing that you're getting from this is if you know that you're working with the best, then you're obviously going to be saving expenses on the back end. So for example, Clay, while we work very well with Clay and there's no problem with that, it's just, if you're finding that 95% of the job is done by a couple of tools, why do you want to spend the extra money to do that? So that's part of the guiding philosophy of the ReadyStack concept as it is. As I move down here, you see that we have an add to workflow from Zapier. And the reason why we did that is because if you've ever worked in Zapier, you know how tricky it can be getting records or contacts into a flow. Sometimes you need to add extra steps or massage data or like whatever it is. So we have this, again, based on our experience, we've been doing this for a little while, is we just want to give you like that lightning fast way to just trigger people and go directly into the data-driven flow, just as kind of like a wild card or a fast pass. It's like, regardless of attributes, I'm gonna send them in. So here you see in our example, if we have gone out and we've gotten email addresses from Drop Contact using Zapier, if that's what we used, then we're going to dump them or feed them directly into the flow. And you see that you have flexibility in terms of like what step you can add people into. And as always, we have these tutorials here to check things out. In this regard, you could almost look at us like like an app referral system or testimonials. So all these things, as you'd expect, are vetted apps, and we know that they work really well. And we're always thinking about how can we trim costs for you and make it as easy and streamlined as possible. So when that's done, now we have the data-driven flow. And the way to think about this is that in this area, we have a sync tool. You can sync hundreds of thousands of records in from Salesforce. You can do the same for Google Drive. We don't have a mass API in from HubSpot yet, but we do have bidirectional via our integration with Zapier. The main thing here is that we want to, again, save you money. We're handling the messy middle for you. So when we're out there finding lookalikes, scrubbing data, enhancing data, that's the messy middle, and you don't really want to invest in all the engineering and plumbing work that you would have to do in a HubSpot if you don't even know where these guys are at. So the way we have this set up is you bring data in bulk. We can run sweeps with Salesforce, leads, contacts, campaign, opportunities, and so on. And then also sweep in from Google Drive. So you can set those up automatically. That's part of the tutorial for you. But once they're in here, you see we can micromanage, if that's a good way to put it, like how we're going to handle the data once we head in here. So one thing we have here, which is an important point, is that once you find your lookalikes, we can determine who do we want to send off to Ocean as an example for enhancement. And you see how we have all these different rules here. And the other thing we have is to send email. So the way we've got this set up for email is, as you know, first party signals are gold. And what we want to do is cull as much activity from our emails as we possibly can. And that's when we talk about, ongoing lookalikes and data enhancement and target list building. Because as you see here, I have a couple of different targets that are nested within the content of the email itself. So here we say exchange comments on LinkedIn. We've got them tagged that way. And then we can also layer in any, again like that activity that they may have had. So we have email clicked, any campaign. What I've just described to you is this process right here. And you see, as I was saying, we give you an option. You can go through Clay if that's what you prefer, and you may be a Clay engineer and feel more comfortable with that route. But here we have the more sort of outside Clay type route, I guess I would call it. And that is, we just have a way, like once we have this feedback on comments from Phantom Buster, we can go to drop contact. We can use Phantom Buster again to load the records into Google Drive. We can enhance them with Company Enhance if we're using them instead of Ocean.io. We can do a ChatGTP. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off here, but we go through, and then this is where we're at right here, where we have the data-driven flow, and this is the email. So the email is going to go out, and then we can decide what do we want to enhance, who do we want to enhance. Like if someone never opens or they're not on the correct role, we're never going to want to enhance them. But I'm getting a little bit into the details of how everything works. But I wanted to at least give you a tour to just show you the scope, the broad scope of what the CRO School ReadyStack can do for you and just get you going like right away. Just to touch upon the services, again, we're always attendant in customer success, and part of participation as a ReadyStack provider is, a high value on customer success and customer loyalty. So all the providers look at you as a seller. You are a seller trying to sell product. You're not a buyer, you're a seller. And you're going to get to feel that because everything you see here is designed to have you be comfortable and informed about what's going on and to know exactly where you are. And you see, again, we've got all the tutorial videos lined up here for you. We've got our post-its. That's how we run the project. So our track record is you should be able to get up and running within 3 days. But everything's set up. The only thing that's left to do here for you now is to click that copy button, onboarding meeting set up, and you're good to go. We'll take it from there. Before signing off on this overview, I want to tell you something really important, and that is you get 40% of all referral fees for sharing the CRO School ReadyStack or any ReadyStack for that matter. And if you look at your screen, you see the number of different applications that we're recommending with the ReadyStack coming out. All of these applications are very high quality, and they also have affiliate programs. So again, very easily Ocean.io, Phantom Buster, Aware, Clay, and Drop Contact. So this will really stack up, so to speak. And if you're an affiliate or you are a go-to-market consultant, you see that you can layer all of these commissionable, payable motions within the ReadyStack. And that leads me to a promotion that we have right now, and that is if you're paying $500 a month for ReadyStack, we credit you with $5,000 a month of ReadyStack fees. That includes hosting, automation, and mass email. So $500 gets you $5,000. We don't mix the two offers. You can't get 40% on those because that would be double dipping. But it's a smoking deal, and thanks a lot for taking your time with me, and I look forward to seeing the ReadyStack. Cheers.